Long ago, in a quiet valley where the river shimmered like silver and the forest whispered secrets to the night, two sisters lived in a little cottage. Selma, the elder, chased vanity and idle dreams. Amara, the younger, shone with kindness, working with gentle hands and a kind heart. Their days were simple. Amara rose early to cook warm meals and help their father in his little fruit shop. Selma lingered by the river, brushing her long hair and gazing at her reflection as though the whole world were her mirror. One morning, their father kissed them both goodbye and left on a long journey. Days passed into weeks, yet he did not return. Amara's heart ached, but Selma only smiled. "Now I can sit by the river as long as I wish," she said, caring little for the work left behind. From then on, Amara carried the burden of the home alone, while Selma grew idler, and sometimes even spoiled her sister's efforts out of envy. One afternoon, Selma wandered into the forest. She plucked sour berries and tossed them into the river. Just then, an old woman appeared, leaning on a crooked staff. "Child, I am hungry. Will you share some fruit with me?" "Eat, old one," Selma smirked. "These are the sweetest in the world." But sour fruit can upset the stomach. The woman bent over in pain, whispering only, "Thank you," before sinking weakly against a tree. That late afternoon, as the sun dipped low, Amara passed through the forest. She noticed the old woman slumped against a tree, her face pale. Without a moment's thought, she hurried to her side, helped her home, and warmed a pot of soup with care. The woman's strength quickly returned. She smiled and pressed a handful of blueberries into Amara's palm. "If you ever grow weak, these will heal you." Time passed, and Amara, worn by endless work, grew ill herself. "Selma," she whispered, "please bring me the blueberries." But Selma had already eaten them. "The birds must have taken them," she lied. She left her sister to suffer and wandered outside. By the river's edge, she combed her long hair, admiring her reflection. It was there, by the rippling water, that the old woman appeared once more, her staff tapping softly against the stones. "Where is your sister?" she asked. "Out working as always," Selma lied quickly. The woman sighed and went to the cottage, where Amara lay pale and burning with fever. Before their astonished eyes, her form shimmered and changed, until elder Seraphine, a radiant fairy, stood before them. "Oh fairy, grant me a gift. Give me the most beautiful hair in the world," Selma cried. But Seraphine shook her head. "I gave you chances to show kindness, Selma. Instead, you chose cruelty." She lifted her wand, and Selma's hair turned into twisting ivy, heavy with thorns. Selma cried out as her reflection mocked her. Yet Seraphine turned gently to Amara. She offered her a single blueberry. At once, Amara's strength returned and color filled her cheeks. The fairy smiled kindly. "Amara, your heart is pure. If you wish, I can build you a grand palace with treasures beyond measure." Amara shook her head. "Great fairy, I need no palace. My wish is for my father and sister to live with them in peace and love." The valley grew still. Then Seraphine lifted her wand and a gentle shimmer of light filled the room. When it faded, their father stood at the cottage door, smiling with open arms. "Father!" cried the sisters, running to him with joy. But Selma's ivy hair clung heavy with thorns. She fell to her knees, tears streaming. "Forgive me, Father. Forgive me, Amara. From this day, I will change." Amara knelt beside her. "We are family, Selma. We will build our happiness together." Seraphine raised her wand. "Selma, true beauty comes from a kind heart. Because you have chosen to change, I return what envy took away." A glow wrapped around Selma. The ivy loosened, the thorns faded, and her long hair returned, soft and shining once more. The sisters embraced, their father's arms around them both. And so, the cottage was filled again with warmth and laughter. They had no riches, but they had kindness, forgiveness, and the love of family. And that made their little home brighter than any palace in the world. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Stories Catcher, where every tale reminds us that worldly treasures fade, but kindness, forgiveness, and family love shine forever.